A bomb just fell on the southern suburbs of Beirut. It's very close to the airport, our only airport. We can smell death, dust. We can smell smoke and weapons.
From the hills overlooking the Lebanese capital, Rania watches helplessly as Israeli strikes destroy her country.
We don't really know what's going on there. The weapons they are using against us are very heavy. I'm scared. I'm angry. I think what is happening is unfair. My country doesn't deserve this.
Rania is a university professor, yet she struggles to find words to explain the war to her 6, 8 and 9-year-old daughters.
مامي كنت عم تسمعي شيء أنت أصوات؟ إيه شو كنتي عم تسمعي؟ شو كنتي عم تسمعي؟ بومب؟ شو بتقولي لي؟ بتقولي لي كل الوقت feu d'artifice؟ Pourquoi tu mets ça? Tu ne vas pas entendre les explosions, les boum boum.
They ask why all the time. Why is there a war? And frankly, I don't have the answer. I tell them there is no war, just fireworks. I don't give them details because I want to protect them. I want them to live normally.
The daily routine is dictated by the conflict. Schools and faculties are closed until further notice. The mother and her daughters remained holed up at home. Outside in the neighborhood, life is also on hold. This is one of the rare shops opened. When the shelling stops, Rania rushes to buy groceries.
I'm stocking up because we don't know if we'll be able to go out tomorrow or not. That's right, isn't it, my darling? We hope it doesn't last. Nobody here wants this war.
Rania feels trapped in a conflict she hasn't chosen and is thinking of leaving the country. With this new war in Lebanon, Israel claims to be targeting Hezbollah and its allies with what it calls precision hits, like on this apartment, where 3 members of a Palestinian political party were killed. But much heavier strikes are aimed at densely populated areas. In the heart of Beirut, this residential building was reduced to dust without an evacuation order, right in front of its neighbors.
We were sitting at home and there was a big boom. My body's still shaking. I'm scared.
The violence has forced over 1.2 million people, a fifth of the population, to abandon their homes. On the seafront, Jafar Hammoud just fled from the southern suburbs of Beirut.
I'm homeless since last night. I don't even have a mattress to sleep on. I picked this one from the trash.
This 43-year-old street seller is here with his wife Samar, who had her hip broken during a previous blast, and their children. They lived right next to the towers where a massive raid killed the head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah.
They told us to evacuate in the middle of the night. We stayed until the last minute, then we left. I took this lamp, look. My wife, she can't walk, so I carried her like this and we ran. Cars were not stopping for us.
This family, who has always supported Hezbollah's fight against Israel, has lost everything.
We sacrificed our houses in the south. That's okay, no problem. Let the resistance do its job against the Zionist enemy. But we need help.
Just like Jafar, more and more people end up in the street every day. Some sleep on the ground. Others have set up camp around this mosque in downtown Beirut. In front of the building, bus drivers offer free rides to take the homeless to regions still spared by the conflict.
لوين يعني؟ بطرابلس بس بالشمال. يلا روح انت اطلع. يلا اطلعوا. يلا كل مين ياخذ محله. يلا يا عم.
The Hamouds found last-minute seats. A new displacement begins.
We are being moved from one place to another. One place to another. The situation might get worse. We can't stay in the street. The Israelis, they're not scared of missiles because their government has built bomb shelters for them, but we don't have any. We just die in the streets.
I'm going to a place I don't know. I hope they'll like us there. And that we'll be safe.
While Jafar and his family continue their journey, the war is intensifying. In South Lebanon, Hezbollah keeps on shooting rockets at Israel. The Jewish state increases airstrikes and ground operations, wiping out entire villages. A few kilometers from the battleground lies Saida, Lebanon's third largest city. Tens of casualties arrive daily. The most deprived patients are admitted to this public hospital where Dr. Ali Ghanem works.
حجة منى كيفك يا قلبي؟ بدها تاخذ شوية وقت الإصابة حتى يرجع يمشي الحال.
Mona Muselman fractured her shoulder while running away from heavy shelling. Neighbors brought her to the emergency room, unconscious.
Israel is giving us hell. There are only old and lonely people left in the villages. Maybe they're all dead by now. No one knows. Why are they doing this to us?
Like Mona, most of the patients in the intensive care unit are civilians. Behind this door, this family has been here for 5 days.
صباح خير ستنا كيف صحتك مجددا؟
My head hurts a lot, and my sight is blurry.
Fatme and her husband are among the 1.5 million Syrian refugees who settled in Lebanon since 2011 until violence caught up with them. Ismail, the father, is still in shock.
I went out to buy bread, and when I came back, a rocket had hit our house. It fell on my family. 3 of my daughters died. My father and brother as well.
Only his 5-year-old daughter Haneen survived. She has 2 fractures, shrapnel all over her body, and suffers massive trauma.
حبيبة قلبي كيفك؟ ما تزعلي ما تبكي يا قلبي ما تبكي حبيبي. يا حبيبتي كريزة خوف. هياها مامي هياها. يا حبيبة قلبي نحن حدك حبيبتي ما في.
We need to take her down to surgery to remove shrapnel from her body. It's the 3rd time. We're doing everything we can, medically speaking, but we cannot stop the war, bring these people back home, or even make them feel safe. Who can give this girl her smile back? Who can make her laugh again, return her toys and her home?
While filming this story, 3 strikes hit the surroundings of the hospital. The war gets closer, and medical teams prepare for the worst in dire conditions. Since the Lebanese state went bankrupt in 2020, Dr. Ghanem has had to cope with medication and equipment shortages in all departments, even at the lab unit.
Hi, Hanan. I'm coming to check the blood bank. Do we have enough?
I only have 27 units of blood. Given this situation, the drawer should be full. I should have plenty of every blood type. We are not ready if it escalates. We don't have enough.
These blood bags come from outside donations. In this hospital, the machine to run tests before transfusions is broken.
This machine stopped working 3 to 4 years ago because the hospital doesn't have the budget to repair it. They're barely paying us half our salaries.
The state has drastically cut all civil servants' salaries following the devaluation of the local currency. But Dr. Ghanem and his colleagues vow to carry out their public service mission, whatever happens.
The Lebanese government has partly abandoned us, but we will not abandon the Lebanese people. This is our people. We're the last remaining cornerstone of the Lebanese state, and from here, we will rebuild our country and help its people.
A commitment he could end up paying with his life. Over 100 doctors and rescue workers have already been killed by Israeli raids in Lebanon. This war grips a country already severely weakened, with no president and no functioning government for the past 2 years. The Lebanese are left to fend for themselves and display solidarity that transcends sectarian divisions. Tripoli, in the north, the large Sunni city traditionally opposed to Hezbollah, has opened its schools to the Shia masses. Jafar, Samar and the children are waiting for a closed distribution organized by the Muslim Scouts.
We don't care about religion or politics. If one has left his home and is in need, it's our duty to welcome him.
Samar still suffers from her wounds and is having a hard time climbing up the stairs to the family's new home. A hastily reorganized classroom. Now sheltered from the bombs, the Hamouds realize what they have left behind.
Without this war, I'd be going to school. And we would be comfortable at home.
Maybe we'll go home. Maybe we won't ever go back and just stay here.
Come on, help me with this mattress. Give me the cushion.
Jafar is settling down, but he is worried history might repeat itself. Born in South Lebanon during the 1980s, he is haunted by memories of the civil war and Israeli occupation until year 2000.
I've had the sound of guns in my head since I was a kid. We were first displaced from the south in 1982 because of Israel. I was 2 years old. I then remember the Kana massacre of 1996. I was injured. Look, this is shrapnel. You weren't born yet. I didn't even know your mum. I don't want my kids to live through the same things. But in Lebanon, there is a war every 10 years. It's inevitable.
Jafar, like all Lebanese, hopes to break this cycle of violence one day. But in the meantime, a new generation is growing up with war.